Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. and I'm here today to bring the review for One Piece manga chapter 1062. So we very quickly get an answer to the question that was left to us within the last chapter. Is this really Vegapunk? And the question is yes. Obviously, previously was a bit confused because up until this point, Dr. Vegapunk has been presented to us to be a man, a manly man, a strong man, a man of science, regardless of what kind of man he was, a man nonetheless. No, I wasn't against him being a woman, you get me? I'm not sexist. But it did raise questions, and now we got answers to those questions. And now, basically, from what the chapter tells us at the very end of the chapter as well, is that Dr. Vegapunk, he's a busy lad, he's got a lot of big brain ideas up there, but, being one man, being one body, you can't execute all these ideas at once. So he's therefore decided to split himself into 6. Now, the way the chapters worded it makes it sound like main body Vegapunk is not no longer functioning, and knowing that he's the 6. But I wonder if it's possible that he may have cloned himself 6 times, and that's what kind of the diagram at the end was kind of alluding to. But the way it was worded, at least to me personally, it made it seem like Vegapunk, who's now 1, is now 6, whereas the way the diagram's kind of drawn, it makes it seem like there's now potentially 7 Vegapunks. Obviously the original and the 6 clones. So I'm a little bit shaky on that point, but we do know for the most part it is clones we are potentially dealing with. And like I said, he split himself up to do the work because big brain ideas. You got the perfect team is team of yourself, I guess. I guess, but that's basically what we're going with. And now, I liked in the very beginning of the chapter the part where we have Zoro and company, where you have Frankie freaking out, oh my gosh, Vegapunk, and then you have Sanji and he's like, oh my gosh, Vegapunk, all loved up. And it's basically when O2 is reporting back to, I think it was 01, and whoever, regardless of which one it was, and basically just warning O2 like, yo, you see Zoro in the back. He's just calmly waiting because at any moment he can end you. And I was like, yeah, I like that. But also, what caught me by surprise as well is that obviously the Vegapunks, they know about the Straw Hats, but if it was 01, I can't remember which one it was at the moment, when he was dishing out the wardens, didn't mention Sanji. He didn't mention Sanji. Now, I'm not now here trying to say that, Sanji's not a threat. I'm not now here trying to say that Sanji couldn't dead O2 the same way Zoro could dead O2. I just think it's funny that Sanji wasn't mentioned, and the other person to be mentioned was Robin. And I was like, yeah, Robin! Taking out Black Maria, and now people are putting more respect on your name. Taking out Black Maria, now people put more respect on your name, so I'm expecting more solo fights to come in the future. But yeah, like, I love that. Big up Robin. Because at the end of the damn day, Robin is a threat. Robin is a threat. Robin is a threat. At the end of the damn day. Maybe not monster trio, but mid trio, of course. So I love that bit of the episode. Chapter, sorry. So after that, we do flip over to Luffy and company. And now, I'm not really going to talk about this bit of the chapter too tough, but it did bring back that early One Piece adventure vibe where, and I'm talking about like in the early stages of One Piece, where you get to an island, they split up, they have these adventures and there's seemingly troubles. I say seemingly because at the end of the day, if they was taking things seriously, they'll be able to deal with the threat easy peasy. And that's the kind of vibe that Luffy's part of the chapter gave off, so I loved it for that reasoning. And then I'm going to talk about now the end of the chapter where we see CP0. Again, like I said at the beginning of the chapter, they break down, or it was Kaku, I think it was, who breaks down, the Vegapunk situation. 6 of them to split up the workload. And now, he also, I think it was him, regardless of someone within that circle, they mentioned that how they have been sent on a mission to bring back the what was it? They called the Seraphim. Regardless, Mini Kuma. I mean, yeah, Mini Kuma in the bit. So I said previously, it's possible that they could be all modeled after the previous warlords. Seemingly so, because now we've got Bo Hancock, Mihawk, and Akuma. Makes me wonder if this is going to be a buggy one, but they'll probably be modeled after the strongest of the previous warlords. But yeah, so to bring back that and then to kill Vegapunk, and now that leads to a question of why does now, if it is the government, it might be the white nobles, but regardless, somebody wants Vegapunk now dead, and that's a question of why do they now want him dead, which is now lingering in my mind. But because we now know that CP0, at least these three anyway, are now going to be part of this arc, it brings about the question of, will they cross paths with the Straw Hats, which is most likely, and if they do cross paths with the Straw Hats, do we get what most, I'm saying most because it's definitely not all, because I'm a One Piece fan and I don't want it. Do we get a Luffy vs Lucci rematch? And now, is it possible? Of course. But should you want it? No. And the reason why I say I don't personally want it is because that rematch will never, at least I don't think it would, never live up to what the expectations and what the original Rob Lucci versus Luffy fight was. And the reason why I see that now is because by now, I was even saying this in Dressrosa when Rob Lucci first appeared. I said, but definitely by now, Luffy should be outclassing Lucci by spades. By absolute spades. So that is a fight I definitely do not want to see. And I would honestly rather somebody else, anybody else within the Straw Hats, except Zoro and Sanji, take on Rob Lucci and win. Because that would show the growth of the other members of the Straw Hats, especially if Rob Lucci has gotten stronger since Water 7, Ennen's Lobby, which he should possibly have grown. I have seemingly joked I want Usopp to be the one to take up Rob Lucci, and I would love that. God, Usopp, yes, I would love that. But I do believe that is a bit of a stretch. But any other Straw Hat, except Zoro, Sanji, and maybe Jinbe, would absolutely love it. So that's what I'm hoping for, if we are to get a confrontation between the Straw Hats and CP0. However, I would not mind, although I do think Zoro would be blatantly outclassing him now, a Kaku vs Zoro rematch. Just for a bit of background. It doesn't have to be a full-on fight. Just let them clash swords a bit. Just, because I do believe Kaku would have improved with his ability as well. We need to remember that when he fought him the first time, he just recently got it. But yeah, I think a fight between them two again would be fairly interesting. Definitely more interested in the Luffy versus Lucci match. And that's everything I got to say. Sussy can fight Robin. Yes. Sussy can fight Robin. And that's everything I got to say about this chapter. It was an enjoyable read, but I don't believe it deserves anything more than a 3-star rating. And like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.